So today I'm going to be talking about, this will be the seventh studio album of Iron Maiden. So this is seventh son of a seventh son. So this album here was released on April 11th, 1988. What a great album. So this album here was a little different than the other one. So this here was heavy metal as well as progressive metal. I found it was a little different than the other album that came out before this. I found it was a little different. So on here you have Bruce Dickinson on vocals, Dave Murray on guitars, Adrian Smith on guitars, synthesizer, Steve Harris on bass guitar, string synthesizer, and Nico McBrain on drums. I found it was a great album. Let me show you the inside before I get into this. I'm gonna get the songs now. So this album here was released. This album here was released on April 11th, 1988. So this album here is heavy metal and progressive metal. So the lineup, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, was the same. Bruce Dickinson on vocals, Dave Murray on guitars, Adrian Smith on guitars, synthesizer, Steve Harris on bass guitar, string synthesizer, and Nico Bane on drums. It was I found this here was a little different because it had that, like I said, different style to it. Because there's like, it had that heavy metal as well as progressive metal, which was a little different. So it starts off with Moonchild, the 6 minute and 8 second song, Infinite Dreams, Can I Play with Madness, The Evil That Men Do, the 9 minute and 52 second song, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, The Prophecy. After that is the Clairvoyant, Clairvoyant, the Clairvoyant. After that is the very last song, Only the Good Die Young. I found it was a great song, or album, I should say. The whole album had a little different style to it than the early stuff. And then, like I said, this had that metal, definitely had that heavy metal to it. And it had a little different because it was like progressive metal mixed in with the album. So it wasn't just a straight heavy metal album. There's the back of it. So it had that, here's the inside. So it had that different style to it. So it wasn't like that straight heavy metal style to this album here. And a little different twist to this album here. So it says here, so the singles off this album was Can I Play with Madness, which was released as a single on March 14th, 1988. The Evil That Men Do was released as a single on August 1st, 1988, and The Clairvoyant was released November 7th, 1988 as a single. So I found this album here, yeah, it had a different style to it compared to the other album that came out somewhere in time in 1986 before this album. The album that came out before this had that straight kind of heavy metal, the whole album like had that heavy metal style to it, and this here had a little different style to it because it did have that heavy metal, but it also had that progressive metal as well. That's what I liked about the album. It was a little different than the other album, but great album. I really enjoyed it. Listening to it the other day, like the other one, I found it was listening to the album before this, that came out before this. And then listening to this album, I found that you could tell the difference between the album that came out before this and this album here. It had a little different style to it because, like I said, it had that progressive style, to it. And the other album was such that straight heavy metal, but I liked it. Me, myself, I liked it. A different style, a different style to this album compared to the album that came out before this. Here's the inside. But yeah, I found, all in all, I found it was a great album. So, yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. And like I said, for every single one of you, thank you very much for that one. Greatly appreciated for that one. Like I always say, thank you very, very much for that. Wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So thank you very, very much for always support me. I am greatly, greatly appreciated for that one. So thank you very, very much for that one. I'm gonna go through the songs again, then I'm going to finish it off. But yeah, what a great! I found this here was a great album. So it starts off with Moonchild, the 6 minute and 8 second song "Infinite Dreams." Can I play with madness? The evil that men do. The 9 minute and 52 second song "Seventh Son of a Seventh Son." The prophecy. The clairvoyant. And the very last song is "Only the Good Die Young." So there's the back. There's all the songs if you can see that. So let me know what you're thinking. Thank you very, very much for watching this. Thank you. And have a good day. And thank you so much. And see you around. And bye.